just listen to the old Pork Chop Express here now and take his advice on a dark and stormy night when the lightning's crashing and the thunder's rolling and the rain.
Good morning, Valhalla! The Mad Doctor Ortega Outlaw! The lovely Leia Rose! Ah, swooping! Mariella Neward! Talk hard with Pops! The wrench of wrenches, Chris Persia! The clown prince of crime! The madman Mark the infinitely tired! Project Storytime! There he is, Elijah Snow! Southern Viking! Targaryen Tacos! My brother Classic Comics is here! Captain Spar! Roll Tide, Keeley brother, roll Tide! Isaj Melody! Gun Buddy! Shockwave! And Psychodorp 9! Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass! And Rod Thunderheart! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and of course, with me today is the brownie, the Mexican of Mexicans, the man himself, the glue that held Valhallacon together over the weekend, Mexican Ironman.
The glue?
The glue.
Me? Little old me?
glue.
Shit, I barely made it there Friday night. Man, what a saga, what a weekend. Holy hell. Wow. I have not had, and this says a lot, okay? Except for maybe a couple pool parties in Vegas back in the day, and one amazing weekend with a couple of fillies that I was galloping with one weekend. Oh yeah, and then there was the weekend that Max was born. That was a pretty epic weekend. Okay, so behind those three things, okay, so if we take the category of Mexican Ironman being a man whore out, okay, so let's take out those 3 weekends. I have not had that much fun or that much of a nerdy time of nerd fun in 2 days and 48 hours from Friday, 8 o'clock until I guess it's a little less than that, till Sunday at maybe 4 or 5 when I dropped off DJ Ronnie back at the Sheridan after the gun range. That was so freaking awesome. It is the best idea you ever came up with.
Because this was like a year in the making.
Well, we were at Richard Well, it came out of your mouth first. We were sitting there and you said, we ought to do it. And I'm like, what? And you're like, Valhalla. We had to do a Valhalla meetup. I'm like, how would we do that? What would we even do? How would we? And then, man, I don't even know what was the best part. Every part was the best part. I guess, well, let's welcome everybody and then we'll go into what happened this weekend. And there were some stories to be told.
There are. First off, Saigo of 9 with the $5 super chat. Good morning, my friend. Says, after Utah, I'm on my home ground. Be well, everyone. Travel safe, Psychodorf 9. Thank you so very much, brother, for the $5 super chat. Big shout out as well to Daryl the Derelict. Good morning, my friend. He says, top of the morning there to you, Mexican Ironman.
My brother Daryl. I've now had the blessing of seeing Daryl twice in person. Such a warm person, such a great guy, great channel, great live streams. Daryl, I love you. Thank you so much. I got a Daryl story to share too in a minute.
Das Wolfen says, I couldn't go to Texas, but I did go to the arcade on Saturday with Keith Movie Geek to be there spiritually, brother. Thank you so very much. Everybody that was out there partying this weekend and having a great time. That is how you do it, folks. That is absolutely how you do it, guys. Absolutely wonderful. MB Geek, let's talk with $5 super chat. Caught House of the Dragon last night. When I saw the BFD, I was like, kid, if you do not get back on your dragon now, you are dead. Freaking kids. Valhalla forever. Thank you so very much, MB Geek, let's talk. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Jesse. Good morning to the mods. Mark the Infinitely Tired, Chris Bergen, and Josh over at Project Storytime. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so very much for doing what you do. I got some t-shirts for you guys. I did nab a couple of t-shirts for you guys. So
posters
and posters. We got a couple of posters left. I've got 2 shirts left. After I send them their shirts, I've got a large and an XL. So we did really good on what we ordered. We didn't really go over. Besides posters, we got extra posters, but I knew we were going to be sending some posters out to some people. So, Classic Comics with $5 super chat finally recovered from the weekend. Thanks for the good, Loki. Hell yes, brother. Oh yes, and big thank you to Mexican Iron Man who helped pull this off. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without you and Eris. I could not have pulled this off. So really quick, shout out to Decepticon who showed up Friday night and showed up for the
Pew Pew.
Later. Pew Pew. Dave Bob and his wife. Dave Bob's been with us from the very beginning. Thank you so much for being there, brother. Of course, Eris Chaos was there. Psychodorf 9, Classic Comics, Mexican Iron Man, Akimi Mora, CCDV, dude. Me and CCDV got to hang out, and he was like, "You're like my younger brother, man." And I was like, "Dude," he goes, "We don't look anything alike, do we?"
Well,
Daryl the Derelict, of course. DJ Ronnie G, brother. Thank you so very much for being there. Apollome's minion
and her mom
and her mom were there. So,
did you mention Akimi Mara?
Akimi Mara, yeah, I got Akimi.
DJ Ronnie G.
God, DJ Ronnie G, man,
who is freaking hilariously awesome too. I mean, everybody was just. Let's see, are we missing anybody? Who else are we missing? I think we're missing a couple. Nick, don't forget Nick Glenn.
Nick over at Echo Base Network was there. We had a couple guests on Friday, so big shout out to them. No, that was absolutely awesome. We made some guests feel like Valhalla family. So big shout out to Kristen and Amy who hung out with us at Free Play. It's just so great. It was absolutely so great. Dash Attack. We're going to get a couple of these, and then we're going to go into what happened Friday, because Thursday was really quiet. So, Dash Attack with $5 super chat. Morning, Loki. Mike, hope you're doing well. Hail House of the Dragon and hail to Black Adam. It feels good to enjoy things again. Fight's not over. No, it's not. Absolutely no, it's not. But I think some of them are learning, even though they're trying to go after people. It's funny how when we criticize something, when we criticize a show for valid points, they say we're ists and obes and Yahtzees. When they do it, though, and they go after someone's race, well, they're in the right and we're in the wrong. Isn't that amazing? Juggle Boys, $5 super chat. Mexican Ironman, those Vegas pool parties are the stuff of urban legend now. You're a sick man too. I want to be just like you when I grow up. Hashtag keep talking. Thank you guys so very much for your super chats. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And I think we've got to start off with this one on this Taco Tuesday. Skol!
You're a very funny man, senor.
And the stories about Alf this weekend in Mexican Ironman.
There are stories about Alf and Mexican Ironman.
So let's jump into it. We're already
12 minutes into the show.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
Okay,
and
Friday.
By the way, I have a protest. I have a complaint from your Friday show.
Really?
I'm lodging a complaint.
My Friday show?
Yeah, your R&B, your Robert Meyer Burnett replay.
Okay.
You talk about like me being overproducing stuff. I had a 2-page show plan for you with Robert Meyer Burnett, and you only asked one freaking question.
We had a really good talk, though.
Oh, it was an amazing show. The show was really amazing. That right there is an example of how you don't like. Sometimes you want Mexican Ironman to produce a show, sometimes you just don't. But that show specifically, you remember when you called me and told me that you were going to do that with R&B, dude? Yeah. I put together a 1-page outline, and then I had 1 page of questions. Remember? And I had little backgrounds. And then so and such and such year, Robert Meyer Burnett did such and such a doobie-da. And at the time, it was regarded as such and such. Could you please ask Mr. Burnett the following? Doobie-doobie-dobby-dobby-doobie-doo. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes into a 2.5-hour show. And then you're like, oh, wait, I got to ask this one question or Mexican Ironman is going to be mad. I'm like, I had like 30 questions. Well, maybe not 30, but I had a bunch of them. That was funny. Anyway, good job. I forgot about that show. All right, now let's talk about Friday night.
Let's talk about Friday night. So we were at Free Play in Arlington. I want to tell you guys, they completely took care of us. Every need, everything we asked, they completely took care of us. They were so great. They were such great hosts. You know, we were hosting our thing, but we were hosting it there. And we had reserved a patio. We'd reserved patio space. And there were some conspirators conspiring behind my back to sneak a birthday cake into
insurgency.
When you talk about conspiracies, guys, when you talk about like people conspiring, this is how Valhalla conspires. They do something absolutely unexpected and amazing, like sneaking in this multi-tiered birthday cake that Adega Outlaw had made. That was just absolutely epic. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and apparently I almost walked up on y'all planning with the manager. Apparently at some point, so you can see me like walking around, obviously in the video, and I walk up to the front, and Eris and Mike are there talking to the manager, and Mike turns around and he's like, "Oh, hey, let's everybody get a picture together," and and I'm like, "A picture? Okay, we'll go."
Yeah, group picture. You literally walked in as we were coordinating it. And God bless Eris for waiting. See, I got there late. You guys started at 8 or 7:38. I didn't get there till 9:30 after a 17.5-hour drive from South Carolina. I drove straight, except for a 30-minute nap. I stopped for gas, and me and Bambino just rolled in. And I didn't realize that you guys hadn't done the cake yet. And Eris was like, "No, let's go do it now." And so I was like, And then you walked up literally, and I'm like, "Oh God, we need a group picture," which we never.
Yeah. And really quick, a 4-month member chat who's a Rod Thunderheart, who's a warrior of Asgard, says, "Hailstone Loki, back to driving, new job. Hope you're enjoying See Through Love." I am. Guys' minds will be blown. Coming, Arwen is going to read it. Awesome. I can't wait. Ryan Roger H.A. says, happy 43rd birthday to Loki from the CIA of YouTube. Yeah, Ryan Roger H.A. knows his shit. Thank you, brother. Thank you so very much. It's not till the 30th, so 5 days. But this was a big thing. My birthday is coming up. It's a commemorative cake. The fondant was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Chiseled. The cake, wherever they got it, they did a phenomenal job. It is literally like one of those cakes that you see on those fancy pants, Food Network shows. It had the dragon on
Cake
top.
Wars.
I wish, for this show, I wish we had all the pictures from the weekend. I think we need maybe by Friday night we can assemble stuff and show what we did. I think that's what we should do for Friday night. But it was amazing.
Give me 1 second, and I'll pull up a picture of it.
It was so beautiful. Like we didn't want, at first I'm like, oh my God, we shouldn't even touch it. And then once you got into it, oh my God, it was fucking delicious. I don't like cake. I'm hypoglycemic, and in general, I don't eat cakes. I don't eat cupcakes. I'm really not into sugar at all. It's just not something I'm into. And in particular, chocolate. If I do, cake, usually it's vanilla. But this thing was delicious. It was freaking. I think you came out later that night, and I was having like a third piece.
Yeah, yeah. I had a huge piece of this cake. I'm not like, I don't do that either. So it's one of those things that I was like, but I had to. I absolutely had to. And I do enjoy cake. I really do. I just don't ever get any.
By the way, shout out to Adega, Eris, and me, because the three of us knew about it, and somehow you never found out, and the look on your face was epic. You were stone frozen emotional, and it was awesome.
So there is a picture of the cake. I was absolutely blown away. There's another picture that we will hold on. We'll share. Because the front of that cake, when I saw the front of it, I was just like, holy crap. I could not believe it. Because I mean, the dragon is absolutely positively impressive. And then I saw that and I was like, holy crap. It's amazing. The cake was not a lie. No. I didn't even know about the cake.
Happy early birthday. Your birthday's Sunday, right? Or something
yes. Like that. Yes, my birthday's Sunday. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was Friday. So Friday cake, fun. We were drinking. We were doing shots. We were playing at the arcade. It was a good time. It was amazing. That is the most amazing arcade I have ever been in my entire life.
Isn't it great?
90s. Holy shit. They had every stand-up game every stand-up. I have never seen everything in one place. I think they even had, they had everything. I can't think of anything they didn't have.
So last year, Nick calls me at like 12:30 at night, and he's like, hey, we're up here at this arcade bar with Boogie 2988 and the Game Chaser and all these guys. Y'all come hang out. And me and you had just went and saw Dune. At that big giant mega screen.
Right.
And I was like, and you were like, screw that, I'm crashing. If you want to go. And I went up there, and as soon as I walked into that place, I was like, we got to do something here next year. We have to do something here next year. As soon as I saw it, I knew. I was like, man, look at this place. It is absolutely badass. All the stand-up arcades. Pinball. I'm a pinball. I love pinball. I love playing pinball, even when it's cheap. Bumpers are too small. Pinball. I love playing pinball. And so, yeah, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. It was great.
Yep, the drinks were great. The drinks were unbelievably well priced. It was great. Mexican Ironman got hammered fast, but the last hour I hydrated so I could try to sober myself up. So Friday night was epic and awesome. Then we go to Saturday.
And a couple of things. So before we go to Saturday, and I'm pretty sure this was this night, when we got back, everybody kind of went off on their own thing. And I remember I got up to the room, And I went to go downstairs, and I get downstairs, and all the lights outside of the hotel go out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What happened? And I go back inside, and the elevators are down. Elevators are not working. I tell the guy, I said, all the lights just went off outside of your hotel, and your elevators are down. And he's like, what? And he goes over and like messes with the elevator, and he goes back to the front desk, and he's like, man, I knew something was going to happen. My day off, I get called in. I knew this was going to be a bad night. And I'm like, well, damn. What we did not know, ladies and gentlemen, was that there was a Dallas Cowboys game that weekend. So they were absolutely overwhelmed at the hotel. I go back outside for a minute. I come back in, and there's Mr. CCDV. And we end up talking for about 15, 20 minutes outside. And go back inside. Elevators are still not back up yet. And the guy at the front desk is like, I called them, and I told them that engineer needed to be here. We're supposed to have an engineer here, but he's going to be like 30, 45 minutes. And I'm like, where are the stairs? I'm up on 9. CCDB's on 5.
Right.
So we get up 5 flights, and CCDV is absolutely hammered. And I'm like, are you going to be able to make your room? He's, yeah, man, I'll make it. I'm like, all right, brother, I'm going up. I get up to 9. The AC's out in the room. The TVs are out in the room. TVs aren't working. The AC's not working. And I was just like, whatever. I am spent. I'm going to bed. I wake up the next morning, and there's a little card under the door saying, we are so sorry that this happened to you last night, because they took our room numbers. Apparently, not everybody got these. I figured they'd just give them to everybody, but nope. Please enjoy free breakfast for the rest of your stay. Just write your room number down, and you'll get your breakfast comped. I'm like, okay, that's decent enough. We're sorry. Now Saturday.
Now Saturday. So we rally, and then we hit. We got there about what, 11:30 ish.
Yeah,
I think, to Retropalooza, which, by the way, this year was way better than it was last year. It was bigger, better. And the thing about Retropalooza, it's a retro gaming con.
I'd say like a third. There was a third of the people there last year, because that parking lot was empty as shit last year.
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
It was easily 3 times bigger than last year. You're right. It was easily, because that parking lot. We got there last year at 12, and it was a third full, that lot. Meanwhile, we showed up at noon, and there was freaking no parking. You got the last slot on the lower level. I had to park up on the hill. Until I later found the Sheridan and stuff. But yeah, it's a retro gaming thing. So Sega, PlayStation, I thought they did a great job of connecting the old consoles. They had old consoles, not so much stand-up arcades, a lot of console gaming. Anime made its presence known, a lot of independent artists, which is what I like. I like getting unique stuff as a collector. I like getting unique art.
I'm the guy looking for those gems in the wild. So it's like, where are those rare gems that you could get on eBay.
Well, speaking of a rare gem, Loki surprised the crap out of me at around 3 o'clock, at 2 or 3 o'clock. He says, where are you? And I'm like, I'm putting stuff away. So I was like making trips to my truck. As I bought stuff, I was like unloading my bag and taking it back. So I wouldn't have to carry stuff. And he got me this awesome Batmobile, which you showed me where you got it, and I walked right by the damn thing, and I've been wanting one. And I had just before I left, I had seen a video about different Batmobiles, and he gave it to me. I'm like, man, this is karma. It's like that deja vu weird feeling where you want something and then you get it. It's like Christmas morning. And so thank you, brother. I was like absolutely shocked and humbled.
Well, dude, as soon as I saw it, I was like, so this is the 60s Adam West Batmobile. So yeah. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. And it was in the box too. It was absolutely in the box. Joker Voice, you take it easy, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great one, my friend. And Drunk 3PO, what's up, Drunk? He says, "Hail, Mike, my favorite Ironman."
Hail, Drunk 3PO. Good morning, brother. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and this Retropalooza meetup. I can see why Drunk talks about like doing these meetups. They are so amazingly important to connect with people that you've known online. And it is so amazing to connect in real life. And
that's what you kept saying all weekend. He kept saying it all weekend. He goes, "Man, I can't believe this person, and we're hanging out, we're talking, and yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah."
So well, I'll talk about all the gifts that I got this weekend. But so anyway, so we're at Retro Gaming. That was awesome. Then we took a break. I saw Sean Carter. Sean Carter came out for the day with his wife. They drove out from Temple, Texas.
Yeah.
Which I think is a couple hours away. So they hung out for the day. I got to hang out with them. He's another online good friend. Meeting them, they're great people. Awesome peeps. So that was fun too. Took some pictures, sent them to Doomcock. Anyway, so we take a break, and then let's talk about. Then we had movie night.
That's right. Snowed Up with $2 super chat says, "Go and talk and roll." Thank you so very much, Snowed Up. Movie night.
So on Saturday morning before breakfast, I go and I check what room are we in. We're heading back from the we get back from Retropalooza. I do a double check. What room are we in? Are we confirmed? Yes, we are. Okay. Then right before we're supposed to do a meetup, I can do it again. So then what happens at 7:00? We're supposed to meet up at 7, start at 7:30. It's 7:00, and what happens, Loki?
And a new crew for the hotel. A new shift starts, and they know absolutely nothing about what the hell is going on. They have no like record of us having a room. Mike's got to go get his receipts, and I'm telling you, he was not happy.
I was livid.
He had to go get. He was livid. And the room was not prepared. When the doors finally opened, the room's not prepared. While me and Mike are out of the room trying to figure out what the hell is going on and what these people have done, one of them, the manager, walks into that room and is like, "Y'all can't be here," and tells Eris, "Y'all can't be here. Y'all don't have any kind of reservation for this conference room. You need to get out." And she's like, "No," and is trying to explain it. And they're like, "We have nothing down." And then Mike shows up with the receipts, and they're like, "Gulp. Ruh-roh."
Yep.
And Mike turns to me and goes, "Well, we can do whatever. I came up with an idea. We can go downstairs."
Yeah, so check this out. So Mexican Ironman happens to be Hilton Diamond level because I travel so much. So they have these rewards programs, right? You have silver, gold, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm Diamond level, which means I get a parking space at any Hilton. I can bump people if there's other reservations. I always get upgrades in rooms. And it's for every kind of Hilton on the planet, from Home 2 Suites to Hampton Inns, all the way to, full-blown Hilton, regular Hiltons. So I'm a Diamond member. And there's a lounge. There's always a lounge for Diamond members where it's for 24/7. There's a TV. Anyway, so I said, fuck. I said, we don't have a projector. We don't have a screen, right? And I paid for this room. I paid for it. Like I've had, like, it hit my credit card. I paid for the projector, the screen, and the room, like literally 2 weeks beforehand. And I have the receipts. So I go check out. So I'm scrambling. I'm like, we got people starting to show up now, right? We have, it's already people showing up. So I go downstairs. I go find the banquet manager. I said, look, she says, I can get you a projector. You can start between 8 and 8:30. I'm like, we're supposed to be starting now. And I said, look, I got a deal for you. I said, I'm a Hilton Diamond member. How about I take over the exec member lounge on the first floor? We go in there. We use that TV. We hook up to that. And then you give me a refund.
Yep.
And she's like, and then she says, and I got to say, hats off to the baker man. She says, I'll do one better. I'll comp any food and sodas and drinks that you have, and I'll make sure that there's at least a 6-pack of beer in there. And I'm like, done.
And they did. They brought in okay, so I had ordered pizzas. Those immediately got refunded on my credit card because I had bought pizzas. They brought in chips, crackers, snacks, dip. They brought in Cokes, Sprites, Dr. Peppers, and beer. Free beer. And if you went to the bar and got a beer and told them, hey, we're with this, they comped you.
Yeah.
So literally you could have gone to the bar and gotten like a glass of beer and come back and they just comped it.
Yeah. So
that's how bad they fucked up.
That is how bad. Yeah, hotels don't do that kind of shit. I mean, Drunk Review, I'm sure, has a lot of experience. You know, hotels don't do that kind of shit, and but they did, and so hats off to them. And once they turned the air conditioning on,
yeah,
in there, it got pretty comfortable. And so we watched the Wrath of Khan.
We did, and something really amazing happened to you. Something really amazing happened to you that night.
Well, I got presented with, and I'm going to have videos of this. I got presented with an Alf puppet and Alf pajamas. Hashtag thank you, Chris Persia, hashtag. And Mexican Ironman was kind of like pretty much exhausted. Keep in mind, I drove 17 hours on Friday, and it got hammered Friday night. So I was pretty slow and going on Saturday. And I didn't really get a chance to take more than like a 40-minute nap Saturday afternoon before.
Oh, I heard you had a busy night. You had a really busy night.
Friday night or Saturday night?
Well, just look at your screen.
Hold on. I can't see my screen because I'm not. Oh my God, no, that's not what happened. Oh my God, no, that's not what happened.
That is from Robert Pearson.
I wasn't looking. I'm not looking at my screen because the way I'm using my laptop right now, I can't actually see my screen. But okay, there we go. All right, now I can see it. All right.
We now know the truth. Yeah, we all know the truth now.
That's pretty funny. But I am gonna let's just say that Alf and I had we broke a bottle. I didn't sleep with Alf sexy time, but me and Alf, there may be a peaceful alliance that has been established because I got the Alf pub. I wore the Alf, Chris. I wore the Alf pajamas to breakfast on Sunday, right, Loki? And then
yes.
And then we took some pictures of me and Alf doing shots.
Yes, I've actually got a picture of that. I'm pulling it up now.
I let him wear the sombrero, what we're calling the Mexican Ironman sombrero of justice. Daryl, that's what we're naming it. We're naming it the Mexican sombrero of justice.
So literally, you know? I'm getting this. I'm going to share the screen real quick. I am getting this framed.
And by the way, earlier on Saturday, Psychodorf 9 presented me with a gift from Shockwave. It was in an envelope, and it's in the car right now. But on the envelope, it said something like annual something. The way I don't know what it. Okay, I can't remember what it said because I have the envelope in the car. I'm actually gonna frame the envelope and this comic and put it on the wall. All right, yeah. There's Mexican Ironman and Alf about to break a bottle of Bullet. Thank you, Akimi Mara. For that amazing bottle. She actually
and Daryl the Derelict for the hat. I don't know if you can see the picture.
Daryl the Derelict presented me with the green and yellow. I've been looking for a green and yellow sombrero at least for a decade. At least
green and gold.
Green and gold because I'm an Oakland A's fan. Don't make fun of me. Stop it.
Well, those are Valhalla colors.
Right. So
the green and gold.
Green and gold are Valhalla colors. Green and gold are Oakland A's colors. Everything makes sense. And so Daryl the Derelict gave me that. We're now calling it the Mexican Ironman Green Sombrero of Justice. Yeah, and that's Alf. And that's the bottle
of Polyme Minion says you got a small sombrero for Bambino.
Yes, a Polyme Minion. I have a picture. I'm gonna show it on Friday night. So little Bambino, I put his little sombrero on, and he managed to keep it on for about an hour or so, give or take, in the car. And so I'm gonna on Friday night on the Loki late night show. I'm gonna show that. But Shockwave, so Shockwave gives me this envelope. Oh no, I'm sorry. Psychodorf 9 gives me this envelope, which Shockwave says. And so I open it up, and I'm thinking it's like a DC annual, and I open it up, and it's an Alf comic. It was hilarious. I took pictures of that too. So I'm going to show those off on Friday. And I got other presents too. I'm going to talk about the other presents I got too from everybody.
We did not have a lightsaber duel. That will be in
August. You know,
I
brought 3 lightsabers with me. This is how much fun I had. I had so much fun that I had 3 lightsabers. They weren't good ones. They were like more the combat flimsy ones, that you can like break and, beat and break. I had 3 of them in the car. They weren't my good ones. They're kind of like just, the fun play ones. But I didn't even pull them out. That's how much fun I had.
No, I brought my my Obi-Wan, the one I love, the nickel, the one that's made of nickel, and I brought my Darth Sidious one that I got from my CC Con, and we didn't even use them. Didn't even charge them.
No, so. Me neither.
Mr. CCDB, what's up, brother? He says, I was lucky I didn't bring anything other than cigarettes. I definitely left with more than I arrived, including half of MI's whiskey.
Mexican Irish whiskey. Yeah, we drank it. So yeah, I also got his amazing gifts from Psychodorf 9. He got me this little bag of blood. He's a priest. He's a pagan priest, and he gave me 3 items that are very awesome in a little bag, which I'm carrying with me now. Literally, it's in my pocket. It was really awesome to get that from him. Got a chance to read his book. Also got an amazing 6-shooter that he gave one to you and one to me on Sunday, which was really awesome. Yeah, I'm going to show videos of that on Friday night. And, everything, the little hat for Bambino, when Akimara gave me the picture, which I'm going to put on the wall, one of her, I'm not sure if it was a friend, a niece, or friend of a niece, somebody, did a Mexican Ironman picture with a little Bambino. I'm going to frame that. Along with Whiskey, the Alf comic, the Alf, Chris Perza's Alf pajamas, which I wore to breakfast on Sunday. Here's the funny one, Chris. Check this out. So it's part of my trying to figure out, am I going to be at war or peace with Alf? I was hitting on one of the girls at the front desk. I was hitting on 2 of them. The blonde one's Lindsay, and then the brunette. And then I was depending on who was working at the front desk, I was hitting on these 2 chicks all weekend. And all of a sudden on Sunday, one of them starts talking to me back, getting a little Mac Daddy action going. And then she says, I have to tell you. I'm like, what? I think she's going to compliment me. She says, I really like your shirt. And I was wearing the Alf shirt.
Oh, yeah. It's the nose. Women love the nose.
What? I don't have that big of a nose.
I'm not talking about you.
Alf?
Yeah.
Why? What could it? Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so Friday night I laughed I had good times with everybody. Everybody. It's Friday night though. I think me, Decepticon, and CCDV, we got in a corner. We met at, like, one time we were on the patio, the other time we were like in a corner by the arcade. I swear to God, I was laughing so hard I almost threw up. I literally had to walk away. We were just on fire cracking jokes. We were talking about YouTube experiences, different shows, different peeps. Man, I'm telling you, meetups are the best, because although live streaming is great, to be able to meet someone in person, you're able to get a vibe and exchange and talk in a way that you just can't online. Even when you're on live streams together with people, it's still different.
Snowdub says El Perro said he was in El Paso and nobody was there. We weren't in El Paso.
We weren't in El Paso,
Arlington.
El Perro. We were in Arlington, Texas. See, that right there is proof that El Perro de Rover fears Mexican Ironman. Mexican Ironman stood at the ready. We announced this, Loki. We've been announcing this for what, 10 months?
Yeah, 10 months. Almost
10 months?
A year, yeah.
Okay.
I think we've been planning it over a year.
Yeah, we've been planning it for a year, and we've announced it for 10 months.
Yep.
Everybody knew what is the appointed place. Everybody knew the appointed time. Everybody knew where to go. El Perro certainly knew. And where did he go?
El Paso.
El Paso. He avoided Mexican Ironman, which shows what a coward piece of crap El Perro de Rovera is. Now, Alf showed up. Alf was there. Alf was there in pajamas. Alf was there in comics. Alf was there in a puppet form. So I got mad respect for Alf. There may be an Alf Mexican Ironman peace treaty that will be established after this weekend because Alf showed up. And Alf helped me throw my Mac Daddy rap. My Alf shirt helped me throw my Mac Daddy rap at Lindsay. And by the way, when I checked out, she asked if I was gonna be back in Dallas again. So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Puff wasn't sure where he was. Puff never knows where he is. Period. Hey, it's the Puff and Stuff Loki show now.
So, what did you think of the movie night? How do you think it went,
dude? It was absolutely awesome. I think that it couldn't have turned out better than it did. That little room, that conference room, felt just corporate and sterile. And
you mean where they were originally going to put us?
Yes, where they were originally going to put us. We went in and it was like business conference setup, and I was like, okay. And then we got the lounge, and I want to tell you, couches, comfy chairs, tables. Everybody's hanging out. There's snack trays. There's pizza. There's sodas, beer, whatever. And they knew they screwed up. And when I told that lady, I said, look, this is the second time something like this has happened. I said, first, was last night with the elevators and everything. And the lady was like, we're really sorry about that, sir. I was like, I understand that. But now this, I said, why don't you go ahead and give my friend a refund and we will move downstairs to the lounge. And they were like, right away. And we're going to get your food. We're going to go ahead and get your food. And I was like, well, thank you. I didn't yell. I didn't get pissed. I didn't cuss them out or anything. I was just very, look, you guys have screwed up. This is the second time. You need to fix it. Right. And they did. They fixed it.
Yep. And the funny thing is.
Snowed up. Or is this El Perro? Y'all lucky El Perro wasn't there, or else you'd be muertos, or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Talk is cheap from someone that doesn't show the fuck up. That reminds me of when we were on the schoolyard and the guy's like, yeah, I was at the bike racks ready to throw down. Oh, yeah, which bike racks? The ones across the street? No, we said the bike racks behind the gym, and you weren't there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's all I have to say about that. Talk is cheap when you don't show.
Rod Thunderheart, I'll be there next, Loki. Okay, 2 years. It's going to be 2 years because me and Eric are getting married next year. So, in October. So, it'll be 2 years from this year. So, in 2 years, Valhalla will be meeting up again in Arlington for Retropalooza. I really like doing this with that because Saturday, I found a lot of gems out there in the wild that I've been looking for. I was looking for, I have been for the last couple of years been looking for this Konami collection, and I found it. It was sealed. It is the Metal Gear Konami collection. I found that. I found some really good deals, and this giant 25th anniversary Street Fighter box with reused belt and all this extra cool stuff in it, and all the music CDs for each of the games. There was a big box set that I found. I originally paid $80 for that, like over 10 years ago, and I got it for $100. That's not bad at all. It comes in a badass belt box that has a Kuma's symbol on the front of it.
It is.
Snowed Up says I'm getting married next year too. Married to the game. Can't wait to be back to single life.
Yeah. I just want to say that Mexican Ironman is a friend in need. I'm sure Snow Dub is going through some emotional trauma with his breakup, and I just want to let him know that I'm going to be there for him in his hour of needs to pimp him out like my wingman.
DJ Ronnie G for $5 super chat says, I just want to recognize how good those loaded nachos were during Wrath of Khan.
Oh
They had some good food at that hotel.
Dude,
good
they
pizza,
did. Dude, by the way, classic fucking great guy too. Fucking, oh my God. I love meeting him. Oh, I love meeting everybody. Psycho Dwarf 9 had me laughing the whole fucking time I was there. Like every story he told, I'm like, yeah, that's where the P in Psycho came. Next story. That's where the S comes from in Psycho. Oh, that's how you got the C in Psycho. Oh, that's where the O came. Okay. Basically, I couldn't stop listening to his stories, but every time he told me another story, I'm like, that's why you're not Psycho Dwarf 1. You're Psycho Dwarf level 9.
That's right. That's right. Adega Outlaw says, I'm very grateful that we were able to be a part of it, even if it was remote. Getting to talk to Adega, I feel so bad because I had everything Friday night at the arcade bar I was doing from my phone. So I was trying to get the stream set up from my phone.
Oh, God.
I was sending out invites from my phone, and the Friday night crew we have, I swear, because I always do it from my PC. I thought I sent the link, and the link was sitting there in the like the send box, but it never went through. So in the middle of that live stream from the arcade bar, Tom comes in from Midnight's Edge. He's like, where the hell's my invite? I'm like, dude, I sent it. I know I sent it. And I go there, and that StreamYard link is sitting in the
I didn't think you were going to do one because I didn't get a link either. Of course, I was on the road, but you know.
Well, I sent one to the Friday night crew, and I sent one to Adega because I knew Adega wanted to be on there. I was going to send one to Ryan Roger Athe, but he bowed out like an hour before we were going to go live. And I was like, no problem, brother, because he was spent. It's like, 2, 3 in the morning there. And I'm like, dude, no big deal. It's all good. And it was just, I felt so bad that the Friday crew didn't get the link. If anything went that wrong that weekend, it was that. I felt really bad after that. So, but guys, you were with us Saturday. I want to tell you guys something. Saturday, when we sat down to watch Wrath of Khan, I did a toast. I did it for Mark the Infinitely Tired. I did it for Josh, Project Storytime. I did it for Chris Persia, Arlena, Arwen, Adega Outlaw, Canuck, Snowdub, everybody that wasn't there. We rose our glasses and did a toast, a skull for everybody that couldn't make it. And that movie was just epic. Watching Wrath of Khan, the director's cut with everybody, breaking bread with everybody. That was the most important thing this weekend to me. Was getting. I know everybody's got their own thing. I know Psycho Dorp and Day Bob were totally in their element. At the gun range, and I don't know if that was your favorite part of the weekend. I know we got to get to that before we get out of here. We got 10 minutes left, but sitting down, watching Star Trek, the director's cut, Wrath of Khan together, that was my favorite part of the whole weekend, was getting to spend those hours with everybody, hanging out, watching the movie. The cake from Adega was absolutely awesome. That was my biggest surprise. That's the biggest birthday surprise I think I've ever had. So
nice.
Thank you, Adega. But getting there, watching that movie, hanging out with everybody, doing the con, buried alive.
Right.
Buried alive. That was all great. That was absolutely great.
Well, I did have a lot of fun at the gun range. That very much is my element. It was great. There were like 11 of us out there.
Yeah.
12 of us were out there on the range.
12 of us.
Yeah, it was great. Having Dave Bob brought his two amazing ass rifles. And then I brought mine, so we had I think we had at least 4 rifles out there with Psychodorf. He brings out a 45-70. Holy hellfire tarnation. I've shot some rounds before, and I put that thing up. That thing almost sent my shoulder bit to the next zip code. It was so good. And by the way, Eris is a little gun bunny. I mean, I know we have someone named Gun Bunny in the chat, but Eris is officially a DBA, doing business as a gun bunny. She took to shooting like a fish to water, man.
So this is a picture of Eris of Chaos going long range, down range. This is the 50-yard range. And I know some people are going to be like, that's not long range. She had never touched a gun until that day. She had never, ever touched a gun. And I spent about probably an hour with her on the handgun range, showing her, going over safety, making sure she knew the rules. Letting her, breathing's a big part of it. But she didn't really take to it like a duck to water until Dave Bob set her down with that rifle and said, all right, this is what we're going to do. It's a 9, Shum. It was a 9. And she loved it. She absolutely loved it. She said, that's my favorite. I knew I'd be good at long range, and yes, she's a southpaw.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? A 9? He had 2 rifles. One was 300 blackout. The other was 45.
Okay, it's 45. I thought he had a 9mm ACP.
No, it shot like one.
Okay, yeah. That didn't shoot like a 45.
No, it was yeah. And Eris is sitting there like all like what's that show that's on Amazon Prime, Terminal List? Eris is all pew pew pew.
Yeah.
She's like doesn't even flinch. She's like pew 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 pew.
Yeah, Shum, that rifle is a 45. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was a 45 ACP.
And almost no recoil on it at all.
Yeah, well, the 300 blackout was quieter than the 45 ACP. The 300 black, I think. Wait, which one was quieter?
I have to be really careful because of my shoulder, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But there was no recoil,
none
on that 45.
Right? Would you think of shooting mine? Mine had a little bit.
Yours kicks just a little bit, but that little bit is just enough for me.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it feels like it's like almost out of socket.
Yeah,
because my shoulder is basically held together by spit and duct tape. Yeah. I don't bitch about it. I don't talk about it because I don't want any fucking sympathy from anybody. But like Psychodorf's got this giant, lion killer elephant gun. And I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah, no. There is absolutely no way it will pop my shoulder completely out of socket, and then I'm back to rotator cuff surgery. But everything else is fine. Everything else was fine. I love that handgun you got. So last year Mike's got these two pistols, and they're all right. This year though, you've got that long barrel like 1911 9mm.
Well, no, it's a CZ Shadow 2. 5 and I think it's 5 1/4, 5.5 inch barrel. It's a competition shooting gun,
But it fires like a damn 1911.
Yes,
I was so comfortable. It was so comfortable. I was just like click, slide, pop, 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 done. Reload. Click, slide, pop, 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 pop. It was so smooth. The action on that was so smooth. It completely blew me away. I was like a kid in a candy store with that handgun.
And you have great memory. You knew I made changes to the rifle that Nick made for me.
Oh yeah. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, okay, the layout stuff.
And I'm like,
yeah.
What? I'm like, what? I'm like, how did you know? He's like, you changed stuff on it. I can tell. And I was like, damn, good memory, bro. Good memory indeed. Well, as we close down, I just want to say to everybody, those of you that were not able to make it, you were there in spirit, because all of you that are in this chat and listening to the replay, who are fans of Loki and members and subs and listeners of Valhalla, you were all there in spirit, because all weekend long, those of us that were there were telling stories about live streams that we've had, jokes that we've shared, shows that we've had the whole weekend. All of you that were not able to be there in person were certainly remembered. And I'm teasing Snowdub a little bit for Pero not making it, but he had good reasons for not showing up. You were missed. All of you were missed. And if you weren't able to make it, I assure you that you were there with us in spirit, because we told many a stories and many a live stream and toasted many a skull to all of you, whether you were able to make it there or not. Those of you that were able to make it, I want to thank you. Those of you that gave me gifts, those of you that were there, those of you that, the gift of time and the gifts that you gave to be with all of you in person was worth it. I drove 17 and a half hours. I crossed 6 states: South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and part of Texas. 6 states to get there in 17 and a half hours to be there. And it was amazing, and I cannot thank you all enough. And thank you, Loki, for putting this together.
Thank you for being there and helping me. And Mike's been there every step of the way with this. Like I said, we've been planning this for a year. I don't think it could have gone any better. Was there some roadblocks, guys? When the movie thing was going on, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. There were a couple of times this weekend, but everything turned out great. Everything ended up being great. And was there any drama? Well, it wasn't from our side. Last year something happened, and some dickless wonder tried to screw up the fun by sending Mike an invoice on PayPal. Douchebag. But we're gonna go over something tomorrow. So tomorrow for YouTube talk, we're going to go over sympathy versus victory. Do you want people to feel sorry for you and feel baddie bads that such horrible things happen to you? Or do you want to be victorious, raise your sword high to the heavens and say, you know what? I've overcome all this shit. I am better for it, and I'm going to keep rolling with it, because that's what we do in Valhalla. Darth Arlena with $10 super chat says, here's a toast for y'all. Love you, and Skull. Thank you so very much.
And Arlena and Arwen, I know y'all weren't able to make it. We talked about you all weekend long. I love you two girls. To see Daryl there, I would have loved to see both of y'all. I know y'all couldn't make it, but we talked about you all weekend long, and you were so sincerely missed. So I love you both.
And we're going to raise our spears high just for you, Darth Arlena and Arwen Avalon. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
So keep your eyes and ears open for YouTube talk tomorrow as we go over sympathy versus victory. Guys, I can't wait to be back. It's been so great this Tuesday with Mike. Until then, do you have anything you want to throw out there before we get out of here?
We're gonna be back to do Friday night. Oh, here's something. Anybody that was there this weekend, please send me via the text on my cell phone or DM on Twitter any pictures or video that you have that you took, so that we can show it off on Friday night. Please send it to me, Twitter DM or via my cell phone, which those of you that were there in person, I think all of you got my cell phone. So
Mark the Infinitely Tired says, Mike doesn't love me anymore. He didn't even miss me. Oh, the shame. Oh, the agony.
Mark, you zip it. You zip it.
Oh, guys, thank you so very much for being here. Thank
Mark,
you so very much.
I got you a poster, and I'm sending you a poster
for hanging out with us.
I do miss that, Chris. I have to tell you that we did talk about this. That it is a bummer that Mark, Chris, and Josh, the mods, weren't able to be there.
2 years. 2 years. I want a picture with my mods. 2 years from now.
We're gonna fix that for 2 years from now. I thought I was gonna have to stay in Houston. If I knew that I was gonna turn around and come back, I would have probably picked Mark up on the way and driven him there myself. But work duty calls. But yeah, we're gonna fix that. When we do this again in 2 years, We will do whatever by any means necessary. If in the Canadian boys, if I have to bring them up through Mexico, I will, and I'm sure Brown Lantern can help me with that.
Project Cambrian says also, if anyone found Mexican Ironman's Victoria's Secret members card, he'd like that back.
Oh my God.
Polymes Minion says, I'll send what I have to Loki. I don't have your number.
Yeah. Okay.
Valhallacon 2024. Oh, damn straight, Mr. CCDB. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We will catch you guys on the next Mornings of Mischief. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.